All right, what's up guys? I'm out on what will probably be my last ride on the Unagi Model 1 Voyager, and there are a lot of reasons for this, and that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let me start by saying I really wanted to like this scooter and the company. I paid for it out of my pocket. I did the all access subscription where you pay a monthly fee and you get a scooter. And that in itself is pretty terrible, and I'm going to tell you about that later in the video. But right now, let's start with how bad the scooter is. This one has 119 miles on it, and it is shaking itself apart. It is an absolute piece of junk. The tires are horrible. It may be made out of high quality components, carbon fiber and aluminum, but it's very poorly made out of high quality components. I've had all kinds of problems with this scooter, not only this one, but the one I had before it. I opted to get the used scooter subscription plan, which is, I don't know, $10 less a month. And the first one they sent me was beaten to death. The tires were bald. It had chunks of paint missing. The stem was so wobbly that you couldn't ride the damn thing. And it's starting to happen to this one too. Not only that, but let me see if you can see here. All of these Allen bolts, front and rear, try to get you the shot here, are tight. But if you can see, as I hold the stem, the handlebars are wobbling quite a bit. This makes it very unsafe to ride and very unpleasant to ride as well. But now the stem is starting to wobble too. So now it's becoming downright dangerous to ride a scooter that I've only had for 119 miles. And that's just bad. I mean, I have over 4,000 miles on my Highboy S2 Max and over 1,400 miles on my new Highboy Max Pro. And aside from my Max Pro having a flat tire, both of those scooters still operate as new. This thing, okay, I thought my GoPro turned off, my scooter just powered off. And that's okay, it does that. That's like a power saving mode. That's another thing. They say that this thing goes up to 25 miles on a charge. I have never had more than 10 miles out of a charge on this one. So I don't know where they're coming up with that 25 mile number. I've never heard of anybody getting close to that on one of these. So, I mean, the website is full of lies as well. They make this thing look like it's some kind of, you know, like the best thing in the world, and then when it comes and it's got scratches and the tires are worn and you know, it just looks old and used and bad. That's a very far cry from what they're showing on the website. But these tires, can you see those? They're supposed to act as a suspension, and I'm sure they're better than being completely solid, having the holes in them. But it's still, I mean, the ride is just horrible on this thing, and it inevitably shakes itself apart. It's a bad design. It's a poorly made scooter. These handlebars, look at that. Can you see? I don't know if the camera's doing it any justice. I'm holding the stem firm. All the bolts are tight, and it does this after only 119 miles of me riding it. And I'm under the weight limit. And the other day, I was out on one of my other scooters, and I saw somebody, a woman, rolling one of these down the street, and the handlebars were off. And I rode up to her and asked, I said, what happened? And she might have been maybe 120 pounds, which is 100 pounds lighter than the weight limit. She said, I put 398 miles on this thing. Basically, I asked her, and the handlebars broke off. The stem right here where the bolts are was cracked, and the handlebars fell off, and she almost impaled herself on the stem as she was riding it. So I mean, just for God's sake, for whatever reason, don't ever get one of these. It's so bad, it's dangerous, it's awful to ride. The only two good things I can say about this is it's kind of zippy. You know, it's a dual motor scooter. It has a lot of kick for a little tiny scooter, and the folding is very handy and quick. See how easy that was? Those are the only two good things about this scooter. Everything else absolutely sucks. So I could probably go on. Whoa, the kickstand is not very good either. I could probably go on for the rest of the day about how bad the scooter is, but now let's talk about how bad the company is. It took 8 days for me to receive my first scooter, which was absolute junk. It was beaten to death. It was barely rideable. I put, I think, 10 or 12 miles on it before I realized that there's just no hope for the thing, and it had to go back. So with the subscription, the all access subscription, that's covered. If something goes wrong with the scooter, they'll send you another one. Problem is, I've only had this one for a couple of months. I barely ride it, and it's already just shaking itself to death. So I had them send me another scooter. It was 23 days after I signed up for the all access subscription before I had this scooter, which kind of works. It's still obviously very used and not in the best of condition, but it was better than the other one, to be fair and honest. So I said to them, I sent them a message. Well, first of all, let me say, I had to wait a while for them to agree to send me another one. I had to go through their AI on the website, which is junk. They have no customer service department, just so you know. There's no number you can call. There's no actual person that you can talk to if you ever have any issues with your scooter, and you will. So I finally, after 3 days, got a generic email response from one of their representatives in Albania. I'm in the United States, Nevada, Las Vegas. And they made me wait 3 days to get a half-assed generic response from somebody in Albania who said, okay, we'll send you another scooter. You know, box this one up and get ready to send it back. Okay, no problem. It was 23 days total before I got this scooter. So I told them, I sent them another message. You have to go through a lot of tries with their AI sometimes to get to the point where you can send a message that someone might respond to. And I said, I want to, you know, I was kind of supposed to get a free month here, and that obviously didn't happen. So I expect you not to charge me for the first month when it comes due in a few days. And I didn't get any response back, but when it had been a month, they did in fact charge me a month for the scooter. So I did not get the free trial that I was promised. And that was a big strike right there. But before that happened, I noticed that they hadn't sent this replacement scooter out in quite a few days. So I tried to cancel it. And their website said that this feature is unavailable. They wouldn't let me do it, and there's nobody that you can talk to. So within the first 30 days, you can return this, get your money back, and cancel the whole agreement. Since then, I've made 3 other attempts that I've screenshotted to try and cancel my subscription and send this scooter back. And their AI will direct you to a page that's a dead link, basically. You can't do it. And I have left messages and they have not responded, and I feel like I'm stuck with this goddamn piece of shit for the rest of my life. So I stopped paying for it. I quit putting money in the account or having money in the account that they try to debit every month. And now they're saying, okay, oops, your payment didn't go through. And then just a couple of days ago, I got kind of a nastier message from them saying, it's been more than 7 days, so we have to charge you a late fee now, and this and that and the other. All the while, I'm trying to cancel this deal and get out of this thing because it's not only dangerous to ride, it's a horrible deal all around. So let me also say, I would get a very generous commission if I ever referred this thing to you or anybody else and you use my links, codes, etc., like you do with the Highboy scooters. If you've used those to buy a Highboy scooter, I get a very small commission. I get a much more generous commission if I recommend one of these, which is why maybe you're seeing online that people of influence might be recommending this scooter is because they get a lot of money for it. You know, I get, like, if you buy one of these, I get like $200 and something if you use my link and code. So you can see where the motivation is with some of the people who might be telling you to get one of these. But please don't for any reason. One thing I take a lot of pride in on this channel is always being straight with you guys and telling it like it is. If it's good, I'll tell you it's good. If it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. That thing sucks, and the company that made it is even worse. So whatever you do, please stay the hell away from Unagi scooters. It's a bad deal all around. They have no customer service. The scooter is incredibly poorly made. And I just, you know, I could go on for the rest of the day about all the things that you would want to avoid related to this scooter and the company. So take that for what it's worth. You know, I'm not going to use this as an opportunity to recommend another scooter or anything. I'll do that in a separate video. I'm going to tell you what I would use or what I would suggest instead of this scooter. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to gain anything from this. I'm just trying to keep you guys out of a very bad deal. So stay the hell away from Unagi scooters and the company if you know what's good for you. I've got over 6,000 miles personally on electric scooters now. I've owned a half a dozen of them personally, including that one. I don't really own it, but you know what I mean. And I've ridden dozens of others, and this is the worst by far. So please stay away from it. Avoid the company at all costs. You can't get a hold of them. You can't get anything done. It's just bad. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you find a better scooter than this if you're in the market. And I look forward to seeing you again next time.